Hi, I can't talk to Jamal right now because he's in transit. And so I really wanted to talk to you all about the fact that democracy dies in darkness. What does that come from? That's the mantra of the Washington Post, the latest newspaper that has decided not to endorse in this election. Now, I don't actually really care what a newspaper as its institution decides to do about this person versus that person. My concern, deep concern, is in this moment where one of the candidates, AKA Donald Trump, is actively talking about arresting journalists, uh, putting away anybody who disagrees with him, making sure that information that gets out is only what he approves of, right? That he wants control over information networks like newspapers and media, that in that moment, not just the Washington Post, but also the LA Times decided that they are going to not run the Harris endorsements they had planned. They had planned and written out endorsements for Kamala Harris as the opinion of the editorial board. And because of their ownership, billionaire ownership for each one of them, they said, we're not going to do that this time. Who is supposed to be standing up for democracy if it's not going to be the fourth estate, right? The freedom of the press. Los Angeles Times, their editorial page editor resigned. He's like, this is not what I'm here for, is to suppress information. Washington Post issued some kind of statement saying they wanted to do this to return to the spirit of what the Post has been. I remember the Washington Post being the organization that helped take down Richard Nixon. They started endorsing candidates in 1976 with Jimmy Carter. So again, endorse away. But the idea that in this moment, when freedom of speech, so many of our civil rights are under direct attack by one candidate, a leading candidate for president, to not do what you do every time, it's cowardice. It's just cowardice. And it's very telling. The cowardice comes from these billionaire owners. I wish I was exaggerating. Like I feel like I'm talking as if this is I'm just making something up out of a movie line. Literally, Jeff Bezos and the billionaire owner of the LA Times weighed in and told their newsrooms not to speak out about this election. That's it. That's where we're at in America. So, folks, your vote matters because we are seeing happen right now what Trump plans to 10x if he's president, which is you and your opinion will not be shared, and freedom of speech will no longer be something that is accessible to all. It will be accessible as long as it meets the objectives of billionaire corporate elites.